Another disease which compares beautifully with the disease of addiction, and that's the disease of diabetes. Diabetes has a target organ. The target organ is the pancreas. It sits here behind the stomach. And diabetes is caused when insulin produced by the islet cells of the pancreas is not adequate or doesn't function well at its site in the body. The results of diabetes are reproducible in Tom, Dick, and Harry diabetics. If their blood sugar goes up, each one of them will have the same symptoms. They'll want to pee a lot. They'll want to drink a lot. They'll want to eat a lot. They may gain weight. They may lose weight. They may get headaches. But eventually, diabetes is much more than elevated blood sugar. Diabetes is a disease of small blood vessels. So, those organs with the smallest of blood vessels are affected the most. The eyes. You've heard about diabetics and their retinas. The heart. The kidneys. And often diabetics will succumb to renal failure when the kidneys fail, or they'll get dialysis, or they'll get transplant. But eventually, if they're not helped, this chronic organic disease, chronic lifelong, treatable but not curable, organic, it hits the definition of structure and organ damage to the body. Chronic organic disease will kill the person with diabetes. Don't be afraid. If treated one day at a time, proper exercise, proper diet, taking the medicines that may be prescribed, insulin or other diabetic medicine, a diabetic can live with this disease, uncured, but treated for 100 years. The disease of addiction has a target organ called the midbrain, a section of the human brain that is extremely primitive. Certain animals, like reptiles, only have this primitive brain. Man, as he evolved, got an upper portion of his brain designed to do very important things. Calculate your income tax, do Christmas shopping, go to Las Vegas and gamble. A few things like that. The midbrain, being the target organ, uses a neurotransmitter, a chemical that creates messages between nerves, called dopamine. Much like insulin in diabetes, it is with dopamine that we find the dysfunction in this disease. Indeed, our body simply wants more dopamine. It gets used to wanting more dopamine and craves more dopamine as the disease develops in the 1 in 10 people in our population who have the genetics for this disease. And the symptoms are reproducible in everyone who has the disease. Here at the Betty Ford Center, we could go and canvass all of our patients, and they would all say, yes, they have all had these symptoms. Loss of control using their drug of choice, craving for that drug, and most troubling, persistent use despite adverse consequences. The disease